It's December, and that means there are some great new games coming out for us all to play. So today, GameRanks is bringing a list of the 5 best ones that you might want to give a spin. Number 5, Chivalry Medieval Warfare is a pretty sweet looking FPS, and by that I mean first-person sword fighter. As you can see, it's primarily melee based. Now the whole project basically stems from a Half-Life 2 mod created by the same people that made this game, called Age of Chivalry. And it's really not that far from the mod itself. It's not exactly a 100% brand spanking new game, as it has existed on other platforms prior. It's out on PC in the last generation of consoles. But let's say you want to play it in 1080p and 60 frames per second, you're gonna have to get the PlayStation 4 version. On top of that, the amount of players has been boosted in the new console versions, from 12 to 24. There's not really too many other games like this, and I'm not even talking specifically about the swordplay element. Just a melee-based first-person multiplayer game is rare, and whether you have or haven't played it on another platform, it's definitely worth a go. Number 4, Among the Sleep is a first-person horror exploration game. You play as a toddler. That right off should tell you that this is not a normal game. You can walk and crawl or even run for a limited period of time, which does wear the kid out, obviously. You're essentially trying to go from point A to B without getting caught by a quote-unquote monster, which for most of the game is a feminine figure that whispers lullabies in, you know, the creepy way that all lullabies are in horror stuff. And for a shorter period of time, a trench coat wearing figure. The game itself is kind of just sad if you really get down to it. It's scary, but then when you start to think about it, it's more just sad, which kudos to the developers for attempting to present something in such a different way. Number 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. So you're probably pretty familiar with the Rainbow Six series, and you're also probably familiar with the trend towards online-only games, given competitive multiplayer. There is no campaign in Rainbow Six Siege. That doesn't mean it's not worth it. That means it's pretty much a distillation of one of the things that many people buy FPS games for now. And this version actually does a lot of cool things with environmental destruction. Another cool thing is that you can send a drone ahead of you and sort of plan your attack by finding the locations of enemies. It's a cool game as it allows you to kind of roleplay in the position of some of these operators, and gives you a pretty distinct set of characters to choose from with different perks, abilities, and equipment. Really, it's a very team-based game, very co-op based, regardless of whichever side you end up on. The game has really been regarded as a great entry into the Rainbow Six series despite not having a campaign, and as you know, that can be a bit of a sore spot for people who like campaigns. Definitely worth a shot. Number 2, Xenoblade Chronicles X. If you're one of the people that has a Wii U, this is an absolute must pick up for you, especially if you like JRPGs. Something about the way that JRPGs do open world when they do it shows a much better grasp on story elements than a lot of open world games do. When the Xeno series moved to open world a few games ago, that's exactly what people came to expect of it. Now, it's not a direct sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles, it's more of a spiritual successor, and has a pretty interesting plot set in the not too distant future that involves humanity evacuating Earth and getting stranded on another planet. In 2054, no less, which I don't know if we're gonna be at that point. But still, it's fun to fantasize, and it's even more fun to play this game. Again, if you have a Wii U, this is something you need to pick up. And finally, number 1, possibly one of the most anticipated releases of the year, Just Cause 3. Now, you know that Just Cause always has a story, a plot, characters, and that's probably not why you're looking forward to it. Just Cause, as you know, is the definitive chaos simulator, and this one is gorgeous. I cannot overstate how pretty, fun, and ridiculous this game is. Truly, there's not really any game as freeing as Just Cause is. If you're like me, you love Grand Theft Auto, but not for the story or the missions, mainly just for chaos. Just Cause is that element of the game ramped up to 400. Just Cause 3 is absolutely the next step in this type of game. It's gorgeous, it's huge, and really everything you could ask for from this franchise is included and turned up to 11. Can't recommend this game more. And a couple of bonus games for you. First, Dragon Quest has a new action entry on the PC, which by the way is a great deal of fun. Also, if you're a fan of old school platformers and the fantastically beautiful Rayman action, iOS and Android now has Rayman Adventures, and Helldivers the crazy bullet hell game is out on the PC. All three worth your time and really fun games. We hope you enjoyed this list of new games for December. Which are you looking forward to the most? Have you played any of them? Leave a comment. Also, don't forget to click the like button, it helps us a ton. Subscribe if you have not already, it's the best way to see our new videos first. And as always, we thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you next time here on GameRanks.